beat a child here. In the wake of Chris Brown quitting Twitter, I thought I would go back and look at the timeline of Chris Brown's stupidity. Are you ready to start from the beginning? Let's go. Within a few days of beating and assaulting Rihanna before the 2009 Grammy Awards, Chris Brown tweets, "Words cannot begin to express how sorry and saddened I am over what transpired." First of all, this motherfucker doesn't talk like that, so it was clear he hired some sort of management team to tweet it for him. If he was the one tweeting, it would probably read something like this: "Breezy be tipping on Riri, sorry, colon O emoticon." Of course, the incident did not really affect his singing career aside from several radio stations pulling his songs for a few months, but nothing too serious. Before you could say beat a bitch, he was back full force with a new album and a ton of songs as a featured artist. Of course, Chris Brown's mother says Chris has never ever been a violent person ever. Brown says looking at the photo of Rihanna's battered face, yeah, this one, haunts him and that he still loves her. First of all, you don't do this to somebody you love, let alone a woman that you cherish and respect. Second of all, you shouldn't be doing this to any woman. Period. I can understand if we look at Chris Brown and go, okay, he made a mistake, he deserves a second chance and all that bullshit, but why give somebody a second chance if they have low intention of changing? This motherfucker is always going to be an irresponsible uber douchebag who thinks before he acts, and when what he does is damaging to his image, he apologizes. Well, Chris Brown, your apologies don't mean shit, and you certainly don't deserve sympathy from anybody. Why? Because you're fucking stupid. So 2 years after beating the fuck out of Rihanna, he performed a song on Good Morning America, and when he was asked about Rihanna, he freaked the fuck out and threw a chair into a window and then exploded on Twitter, tweeting, "I'm so over people bringing this past shit up. Newsflash, asshole, that's the consequences. You beat a woman, that shit is going to haunt you for the rest of your career and life. You're lucky you even have a fucking career." Of course, before he left the set of Good Morning America, he took off his shirt because for some reason, he thinks that his skinny, scrawny ass is something to behold. Child please. On March 4, 2011, a picture of him and his alleged skinny dick surfaced on World Star Hip Hop. And on June 14, 2012, he gets into a bar fight with Drake. Does this sound to you like a responsible man that deserves a second chance? This man has no signs of maturing and growing up. He is always going to be a child. Let's talk about his millions of fans, the Team Breezy. They're equally as fucking stupid. Because not only do they tweet rubbish you like "I'd let Chris Brown beat me any day," but they also tweet death threats to comedians like Jenny Johnson and others alike who also despise unapologetic assholes like Chris Brown. Case in point, last week a comedian by the name of Jenny Johnson retweeted one of his tweets calling him a worthless piece of shit. This is a true fact. This is not up for debate. This is 100% fact. All Brown had to say as comebacks in tweets was to tell her to eat a dick and that he wants to shit on her face. Really? Like, what fucking grade are you in? Are you in grade 2? By the way, being a fucking idiot that this motherfucker is, he thinks a good old tweet and delete will fix everything. In this modern day of technology and social media, you think that you can tweet something and not have one of your 100 million fans screen cap that shit and put it all over the place? You are either fucking stupid or you want people to know how fucking stupid you are. Although while being a fucking unapologetic douchebag, the person that keeps going back to him is surprisingly, well, actually not, because she's a dumb bitch, Rihanna. There are some things in this world that just make little to no sense, and this is right at the top of the list. So my final question to Chris Brown is, why the fuck are you so stupid? As I have said in the past, a bitch can be a bitch, but a man should never be a Chris Brown. But anyway, on to something more happy, and that is me giving away something free to all of you. And what am I giving away? A $100 gift card to Best Buy for you to do your Christmas shopping. So if you want the gift card and you agree with Peter Chan that Chris Brown is an uber douchebag that does not deserve a second chance and he's a motherfucking asshole motherfucker, please, boom, give me the thumbs up and answer the following question. What do you think of Chris Brown? Let me know in the underpaid section below. I don't hate for the sake of hating. I hate for a good reason. And Chris Brown, very good reason to hate that motherfucker. So aside from hating Chris Brown, stop drinking haterade, buy the Canton style t-shirt at districtlines.com/pyrobooby and start drinking the bubble tea. Ciao, motherfucker.
I like the noodle, but not as much as rice. Have love for the food and I eat it with sriracha. It burn in my mouth.